Hello guys, welcome back to 1878 Blues. Now just before I get into this video, I do want to apologise for the sound issues from the last video I did, which was the reaction to the Merseyside derby. I'm laughing because I'm also very annoyed because I've always said if Everton get beat, at least my YouTube kind of does well, but preferably I prefer Everton obviously to win. Um, and I didn't get uh, anything sort of positive from that game. We lost the game, of course, which is the main, which was the worst thing that could have happened. And then at least you think that your video is going to do well on YouTube, and then you upload it, and then after about 6 hours after uploading it, not watching it, seeing a few comments, and noticed that the sound was awful. I don't I can't remember if I had the earphones in. I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know if it's just a phone issue. I've got sound issues with this phone, hence why I use earphones. Till my phone, I've always done this. Till my phone's completely out of service, I will buy a new phone. That's just how I've always done it. Um, but yeah, sorry about that. So I didn't get anything good on that day. Um, it was yeah, but yeah, this video is kind of like a second-hand reaction to the game. Maybe you can hear me this time to actually I'll actually discuss how I feel and summarize it. Um, Obviously, a lot of you haven't heard the video properly, and a lot of you probably haven't stayed tuned to it. So my reactions was, and it's a bit, I feel a bit better today. Not really, but better than I did yesterday and Saturday. Um, Very frustrated. A big game for Everton. And the purpose of this video is to um, talk about just football, but also, like I said, I just want to give this brief reaction to the game. And before I do, like, comment, subscribe. Totally forgot to do that. um, yeah, Everton was, to me, played reasonably well. I don't care if anyone from the opposition fans watch this video or any neutral goes, nah, you battered the whole game. You didn't lay a glove at all. Um, Things happen when you get a man sent off, and for other teams they can cope. Everton Football Club with this squad, we cannot. The game is massively affected by that. Do I agree with the red card with Ashley Young? You can say yes. If the referee definitely warned, which he should do for game management and player management on the pitch, I think it's his responsibility. I know the players have got their own responsibility of what actions they take on the field, but I don't know if he mentioned to him that, listen, if you do one more mistake, one more foul, you're off. Um, People have noted that Ashley Young, I think for the first foul, kicked the ball away, which could have been a second yellow, but it would have been. I don't know what the rules are anymore. Um, Liverpool wasn't chasing the game at that point, really. I don't think that's why he's being branded a second yellow for that. But then the rules can state that if you ever do it, then you will get yellow carded, and it's one of them. So it could have been an earlier red card, and then the second challenge is daft. Diaz is clever. Young's ego gone away in front of the Everton fans, and unlucky in a sense as well, but stupid when you're on a yellow card. Um, and yeah, it completely changes our style of play of game and tactics wise. It changes everything. People say before the red card it was all Liverpool anyway, but if you've ever watched a football game, not always the whole kind of first half performance relates to the second half. We could have changed it up. We could have been a bit more attacking. We could have took a bit more risk. Um, to me, still throughout the whole game, Liverpool huffed and puffed. I think they can count themselves lucky. They've had some particular players who played well. Slobosly, Grabovic. I can't even say his name still. I've heard it a million times and I still can't say it. And yeah, to me, I think we played reasonably well in what we had to do. If people want to come in here and say negative again, park the bus as always at Anfield, you got a permanent bus stop there. I don't care. At the end of the day, and it hasn't worked most of the time. We've got some the odd points and we won in lockdown. But you can't go toe to toe with Liverpool, especially in the past few seasons, 5, 6 seasons. You can't. They'll just absolutely batter us. What's the point? Um, you could be lucky and it might work, but the chances of that is 0.5 to 10. And it's just not a risk worth taking. You've got to you've got to play defensively, you've got to be on the counter attack. Um, just annoyed me because it's one of them games as well where, I just didn't think we was in much trouble, and I feel like we had a few try, attack and runs. We had that Dominic Calvert-Lewin chance, and I just feel like if it carried on into the second half, I got to about the 60th minute. I feel like you just never know what could happen in football, and it's one of them we won't ever know now. I think this was one of our biggest chances in front of the crowd at Anfield. The crowd, as always, when people fake how good the crowd is, it's only really on European nights or when they're winning. The crowd was quiet as usual. So it's not like the crowd, the ground has a massive effect on these players. And over the years, anyway, we've had a number of different players play for this club. So it's just one of them. We just don't get the look at Enfield, and obviously Craig Pawson is a massive reason behind that continuing. Um, I thought he was shocking, and this is not me just being a biased Evertonian. Obviously I'm going to laugh when it happens to Liverpool against Tottenham, because Liverpool, to me, are a very big club. Obviously one of the biggest clubs in the world, success-wise. There's no point in me going on about it. They already chant about it all the time. Um, but they do, for a number of years since I've been born, they get the rub of the green. They get the luck. They do get a lot of luck. And that's not me being just bitter or whatnot. It is. And and not even just Liverpool, it's the top four teams, the renowned top four teams back in the day, they do get a lot of luck. They get a lot of favours. Um, from the referees and whatnot, especially at their own grounds. And I just think, the Canati incident. So I just people go with wanting to change the game. I mean, are you a psychic or something? I don't know. If you're a full-time psychic, whatever that job role is named, uh, then let me know, because how do you know? 10 against 10, yeah, you go, well, 11-11 was, this is how the game was. 10 and 10 could be different, and again, throughout the game, sometimes you don't always just stick to what you had your plan with. If a game gets to a certain point, I'm pretty sure some managers change it up and go, maybe we can take a bit of a risk here, see how the game pans out. And I think, again, it would have been the same thing, Liverpool huffing and puffing. Um, and yeah, you would love an explanation from the referee, wouldn't you? You really would. You really would like an explanation from VAR as well. I know they haven't got anything to do with with the yellow double booking situations on the field. It's all to do with the referee. I would love an explanation. I really would, because I can't see anything in what Canati did which didn't deserve a second yellow and a red card. We can talk about what Klopp did after that. Of course he will. Take him off. He's not a smart manager. Any manager would do that. But again, because it's Klopp, he's a genius for doing that. He's not a genius. Dyche would have done that. Anyone would have done that. It was clear as day. Beto was starting to just be a bit of a nuisance, but not really doing too much. But Canate was in trouble there. Contact or what? He fouled him. I don't know what more you want to say. The ball might have gone 20 yards ahead of him. Who cares? Who knows? What could have happened in that situation? Again, Canati didn't know if Beto was just going to leg it through on goal on a one-on-one situation and potentially get a goal for Everton, which would have been unbelievable. But he brings him down, a professional foul. I don't understand how you don't get a second yellow for that. I would never understand. Sometimes you get the odd tackles when you're on a yellow, you might get away with it because it was just unfortunate. It was a clash. It was millimetres too late. I don't really know what's deemed as a second yellow booking or offence now. I don't know. But that, you can't be any more blatant to have a yellow card. Any game, any match, any professional type of foul is deemed a yellow card. And obviously, further up the pitch, if it's a one-on-one, it's a red. If you're doing it on purpose to bring a man down. I don't know how he hasn't been sent off. I laughed. I absolutely laughed my head off. I couldn't believe it. Like I said, it could have. Yeah, we took the two wingers off at half time, which was unfortunate. I don't know if he should have just taken one off. But he did bring Dan Juman on after it. We could have changed our formation again. We could have gone forward to back. Could have potentially taken Mikalenko off, which is obviously a risk. I know you don't want to take Patterson off. Maybe you just had to take him off, and it's not like you get subbed on and subbed off, and that's it's embarrassing for the player. But tactically, Mikalenko, if the red card happened, Mikalenko to me shouldn't, or should have not got taken off the pitch if that was going to happen, to change the formation and get another winger on the pitch and whatnot, because he had Salah's pockets all game, and people could laugh going, Salah's this, Salah's that. People giving him the man of the match. I've never seen a player not deserving a to get 2 goals in a game in my life. Honest to God, he did not even deserve an assist or a goal or anything. He was pocketed by Mikalenko all game. He defended well. Mikalenko, one of the best defensive games I've seen him. One of the best games I've seen him in, to be honest, in terms of what he had to do. And that's not me disputing Salah. That's just people just got the Liverpool glasses, the red tinted glasses on. I'm not actually, and some of them obviously said he didn't play well. It wasn't one of his best games. But there's people there giving him man of the match and saying he's unbelievable, and this is, Virgil van Dijk saying big players step up. Not really. If he had a really poor game, Mikalenko went off the pitch like he did, and then he scored a great goal, or he just did things once Mikalenko went off, then fine, whatever. I'll still say Mikalenko pocketed him, but he still produced when an advantage was given to him, and he didn't. He scored a penalty, big deal. He's got like 5 and 8. Not amazing. It was a good penalty, but people like saying it's unstoppable. Again, questionable. I just think a lot of the media and a lot of fans or people on neutrals will just really big up these players. Like Salah's done well this season, I'm not going to deny he's a goal scorer. But to say he was, like I said, man of the match in this game, and he changed the game, and he's big players make the difference. I'm sorry that he didn't. And the second goal is basically us just giving up. I said if the game was done by then, Nunes should have finished it off. If he wants to be the striker at Anfield, if he wants to stay to starting place in the lineup, and you're a striker yourself, you should be confident enough to score that. But obviously it still makes him look good, obviously assisting it to Salah, and Salah's just got the easiest tapping. So I don't understand, but like I said, I don't think the midfielders for Liverpool got enough credit compared to Salah and maybe others on the pitch. Yeah, there's parts of our game as well which we could have improved. First half, we didn't keep hold of the ball enough. And well enough and use the possession right. But yeah, that's my little preview on it. Well, it's not really a little preview, I've gone on a little bit, but I don't understand the game of football anymore. To me, football is dead. Football's dead. I really, it's become a thing, and it's nothing new, me saying this, a lot of other people say it on media, on social media platforms and on TV and whatnot. It's just become a game where you analyse the referee. And the referee used to be really the least important. You had Kalina back in the day who tried to make himself the important figure of the game. Every match he was involved in with his theatrics and his stern, stern looks into people's eyes and whatnot, and his aggressive nature. It's become a comedy now, football. It's become like I said, it's like they felt sorry for referees that they don't get enough credit, so they just kind of put them as a sense of attention. Um, UEFA and FIFA and all that, they've it's they've tried to do something to recorrect. It's become a business. It's become a business more than ever. Um, and you want everything precisely correct, so it's a fair result for the business on a daily basis or on a match day basis. It's you know back in the day you didn't get the technology we have now, and teams could have lost vital points in games and positions in the table, which obviously affected the revenue for the club that year. Now it's like we can't make these mistakes on the pitch. Whatever's fair and whatever's fair. If it's offside, it's offside. Um, it needs to be the fair result of how the game panned out. Referees don't really have much control now, apart from the game I've just seen against Liverpool. Lesser control, I would say. And it just kills the game. Offsides, I don't mind, but I just feel like still it takes far too long to come across any decision whatsoever. I think the angles are crazy. I don't understand why you can't have cameras facing direct to the lines, pointing towards the lines. It's like on an angle all the time, and it's just never good. It just looks really amateurish, to be honest. You can't really tell. They start in the VAR team, they're making these these lines on the screen when they're trying to see if it's offside or not. It just looks really poor. It takes too much time. It kills the game, kills the celebrations. I can't. It's horrible. You can't really celebrate anymore. Sometimes you used to give it a couple of seconds just in case the flag went up, and then you carry on celebrating because nothing can get done to overturn it. Now you're just sitting there and you just celebrate for a quick second because you can't help it. It's something you've been natural to for years. And now you've just got to pause yourself or have this anxiety cloud go over your head knowing that it could go down to VAR. And especially when I've been to the past two games against Luton and Bournemouth at home, we've scored and then I've just kind of held back a little bit and just if you see any of the opposition complain to the referee, then you hold yourself then and go, well, something could have happened there which I haven't spotted, and could be an issue then, and the goal might not be rewarded for us, and it just kills everything about football. It's really become really, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's becoming like an American sport, like NFL. There's so many stop and starts. There's players, which has been going on for a number of years. It just feels so businessy on the field now. Um, where everything like that should be behind the scenes. I'm all for making correct decisions. The offside's fine by me. It's fine. But then there's been so many rules about what is an offside, what counts as an offside, and there's so many amateur rulings of what it is in the past, and it's slightly improved, but it's still controversial today. It's just like embarrassing. Like there's no common sense in football anymore. I don't understand the rules. I generally don't understand the only sport I've ever followed really. Like I don't actually now understand the rules. Um, it just goes and makes you want to watch conference football, anything below the Premier League. Then you could say where there's no VAR involved. Um, yeah, it's become the centre of attention of football, and we're losing what we used to love: skillful players, drama, um, just football in general, what happened on the pitch in terms of on play. It's all about officiating, and it's just so boring. Every time you see a half time they're talking, or after the game the review of the game, it's just that's the main things they talk about. And how many times you need to repeat yourselves, and what's the point going on about it? What's the point going on about it? You could review it once a month maybe. What's the point of going on about it? The rules don't change mid-season. Um, the handball situations, the Michael Keane one. Yeah, even now, more I've investigated more into that situation, and yeah, his arm is ridiculous where it is. But then again, it's hard because I said to myself, well, it's not like he initially put it up when the cross went in, so then he's made it happen. He's initiated trying to block the cross. His arm was already up, but it was so unnatural the way it was up. It just didn't look right. And then people can just argue, well, if that rule was changed, then if your arm was down and then raised up, then it's a handball. If it stays in that position, it won't be a handball. But then everyone will start doing that then, won't they? And they'll say, oh, they didn't mean it. That's how they run, and that's how they balance themselves with their arms. But so it's a penalty all day. Michael Keane is. I've got no words for him most of the time, to be honest. So I don't know, continue with that. But um, very frustrating that happened at the 75th minute. And then obviously the game is over then. But yeah, it's boring me. It's absolutely boring me. These players for many years it was really the foreign players doing it at first, um, and then all of a sudden now it's crept into the English game as well, and it's kind of feels like it's being taught at grassroots that you dive, you roll on, you take time off. It's all this tactical kind of way of the game is being played now, and it's just not the same. Like not even just like it's that as well. Not even just officiating. It's the tactics of slowing the game down, doing this, doing that. Like it's wasting time. Like there's never been more wasted time in my life I've seen in football than I have done in the past 3 to 5 seasons. It's becoming ridiculous. Um, yeah, it's just so stop and start football now, and it is boring. It is getting to the point where it's really boring. I'm just waiting for something to pee me off every game. It's to do with officials, the opposition. Yes, our players can do time wasting as well. I don't like it all. I'd rather that football just be played how it is, um, how it was. Yes, adding the technology, but it needs to be advanced. It needs to be in situations where it doesn't cost, or it doesn't. It's not in the biggest of stages. It should have been developed, and it should have been introduced into for a number of years before it got really the technology advanced. Um, I think in the Champions League, to be honest, when it comes to the offsides, they kind of have like a electronic kind of view of the angle of the potential offside, and they have a better technology to indicate that it was an offside. The Premier League just seems way behind. I don't get it all, to be honest. I don't understand it. Then I don't understand some competitions it's not involved in, and then it isn't other games in that competition, or it's not involved. It makes it unfair. Um, I've just after that game, it's another Merseyside derby where officiating has become the story of the game. Um, yeah, I just don't. I personally just don't understand why everything takes 100 years. There's about 5 members or 4 members in the VAR room. I don't know why. As you've seen with the Tottenham and Liverpool game, you heard the audio recordings of it. It just seems like an absolute chaos mess in there. Nothing seems straightforward. There doesn't seem to be a code of practice and a route to how to solve certain situations. It just seems so all over the place, unpracticed still. Um, but yeah, that's my thoughts. That's kind of like a second preview of the game, and then Me thoughts on football in general. Just thought to do a video just to kind of make myself feel a bit better after that last video with the audio. And yeah, hopefully that won't happen again. I'm gonna have to now. If I did put the earphones in and there was a issue with the sound, then I'm gonna have to do a double check before I do a video instead of just a singular check. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Potentially, probably for the match preview against West Ham next Sunday. Well, that will be 2 days before, so Friday probably I'll do my next video. See you all soon.